Kia ora, konnichiwa, Jane here. Welcome to a Jandals in Japan mini episode. Some of the great parts of the episode that didn't make it into the full episode, but we'd still love you to hear. We hope you enjoy. So recently we heard a speech from Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern when she was visiting Japan. And she was speaking about the value to both countries of having international students and working, young people going back and forward on working holiday visas. And you've experienced this yourself, being an international student at Kapiti College and studying at Vic. I also studied at Vic, just wanted to say that.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. So what would you say to young Japanese people who are considering studying or working in New Zealand? How has your New Zealand experience influenced you? Well, obviously we've heard a little bit about the heart and that, but what would you say to those young people?
Well, that changed my life. Had I stayed in Japan, I wouldn't have known this whole world out there. And unfortunately, Japan is an island. And because we can get everything there, because you don't have to speak any other language to go by, everything is so secluded in there. As opposed to New Zealand, we're still the same island countries. However, I feel that we are more connected to the world internationally. Obviously, us being a part of Commonwealth, and every one of us probably have done an OE of some sort. So it's quite norm here. So I absolutely think what they're doing is a first step to opening up their eyes. Unfortunately, just being in Japan could sometimes be very narrow-minded, but bringing that opened eye and worldview that they hopefully will learn in New Zealand, because the norm, the common sense of Japan does not work here. It's not common sense anymore.
True.
So they have to rewire their brain and to relearn what their life values are. And I'm sure that they'll go through the personality identity crisis like I did here. Being an Asian woman in New Zealand, it was hard. I had some rough times, you go through some waves and whatnot, but that definitely have made me stronger. That's what they would experience here. And I would suggest, I encourage them not to stop in New Zealand as well. Like, travel the world, see what suits you. Japan and New Zealand is not only your options. It's the whole world up there. Me and my partner were recently in Germany when actually COVID hit. We were living in Berlin, and that was an amazing experience. I loved it. It was absolutely beautiful. I learned so much. Scandinavia, for example, they have beautiful, social awareness, a welfare system over there. Different parts of the world, you can learn so much, and I think it's absolutely crucial, and it's great that they have taken a step forward already. And also, they're spreading Japan too. It goes both ways. And I absolutely love that. When I left Japan, my auntie told me, "You're representing Japan. You are Japan. And you're representing Japan in New Zealand." Yes. So every single steps that I take, every words that I use, I was aware that I was representing Japan, the whole nation.
Yep.
What a big spot,
so
little
true.
14-years-old shoulders. But
so true.
So true.
Yeah.
So absolutely true. And Japan is so beautiful in terms of culture and food. Oh God, food. Like
don't get us started.
Started on that.
But you're right with that representation, right? We are all, and I know Jane and I both think that we are not just females, we're not just New Zealand. We are representing New Zealand with everything we do here. And I don't mean just through the podcast here, just absolutely everything. In a shop, how we carry ourselves down the street, whatever we're doing. I feel that we are New Zealand, and we should be showing that, in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Wow. So you're having your baby, and your mum and dad are coming to visit. And you said to us just before that you're inspired by Jacinda. Tell us what that means.
Yes, so thanks to her, if I do get to see her in person, hopefully sometime soon, but I wanted to thank her for encouraging me to do this, because I recently took this managing director role from my dad, and that was about a year ago now, actually, and I was thinking very, very hard over in Berlin, in lockdown, in the middle of like the city that I don't know anyone. I was thinking, see, what am I going to do? What is my next chapter? What does it look like? And obviously having a family was part of our plan, but I was really worried about having Pepe, my baby, at the same time as being a managing director, running a company. But for some reason, actually, this is my host mum this time. My host mum gave me a book of Jacinda. She would never give me books because she knows that I don't like reading. But she gave me this book of Jacinda, and for some reason, I was reading it through. It was an easy read. I was reading it through, and she is running a freaking country while having a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, I cannot complain. I gotta do this. If she can do it, I can do it too. Obviously on a very different scale.
I have to say, when
But-
I'm having a bad day, I think, just what would Jacinda do? Okay.
Yes.
Crack on.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. She
Yeah.
inspired me so much. And I do really hope that I can say thank you to her one day. But
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Thank
been an
you.
amazing journey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.